going on, Jerome's? Sorry, I'm sweaty. I was watching Cops. Although I've said this before, this shirt reminds me of Springsteen. I never knew how Springsteen got away with some of his stuff. Where basically he always called his hometown it's a town full of losers. I'm pulling out of here to win. Or you ain't a beauty, but hey, you're all right. Like how did he get away with that? Hey, there's no jobs in my town and all the women are ugly and there's no jobs and everyone's a loser here. 2, 3, 4. Max Weinberg. Anyways, Vikings practice number 8. A pattern practice on again. Ivan Pace Jr. flexing on him. Pace Jr. is going to be a stud, man. Talking about Pro Bowl, All-Pro. Looking forward to it, man. Love it. Love it. But, of course, this practice, just like entire training camp talk about practice, was a duel of the quarterbacks. And J.J. McCarthy got some snaps with the ones. A couple of snaps in the red zones. Wasn't a whole lot, and sort of looked whatever. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershman. J.J. McCarthy just got the first two first-team reps that I've seen for him this summer. Red zone drill. First play was an end around to Jordan Addison, and the second was a near interception. So sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe poop. Happens, man. Right? But just a little dipping of the toe into the water. Like McCarthy getting that first-team huddle going on, spitting out the play call, spitting out the cadence, all that. But props to Sam Darnold, man. So initially, it looked like the fight was going J.J. McCarthy's way, but Darnold swung back, man. And I was concerned about this. So Darnold has shown a propensity to sort of crumble under pressure throughout his career. And you would think that, okay, so this upstart J.J. McCarthy is looking damn good. He was drafted to be the future of the franchise. I'm probably not going to be here long term. The fans are all going to be clamoring for him every single incompletion I throw, and definitely every interception. So most of the time, you would expect Sam Darnold to fold up his tent, but no. The pride of USC probably stepped up and probably had his best practice. Well, not even probably. Definitely had his best practice of training camp so far, so respect. Will Ragg at Sports Illustrated. Sam Darnold and the first-team O got done against the first-team D in the same drill. Darnold hit Justin Jefferson for a big gain and then found Jordan Addison for a touchdown, both times with a Caleb Evans in coverage. Threw a couple of touchdowns to Jordan Addison. Also had a really nice this one, Addison. Now, people have been asked, how come you're not using the video clips? Well, sort of a gray area because the Vikings specifically tell the fans not to record, but this one, Addison here along the sidelines. Oh, this one is great because they broke down the dead spot in cover 2, and also I think Fabian Moreau is lined up at safety. We'll get to Fabian Moreau. He's all over the place, man. Also had a great one where he pulled it down in a red zone. Hit Johnny Munt streaking across the back of the end zone. Munt got both feet down. Great play by everyone involved. And, yeah, very, very strong day by Sam Darnold. So respect there. Also, my guy, Gabriel Murphy, the pride of UCLA. Raggets again. A Vikings undrafted rookie outside linebacker Gabriel Murphy just had a sack and a tip ball at the line to end the situational 1-minute drill as a win for the second-team defense. He's having a strong camp. And a bajillion percent, I do feel like Gabriel Murphy is solidified as a 53-man rooster spot. And also, Patrick Jones has looked good too, so maybe the Vikings carry 5 edge rushers on the 53, but I think Murphy's going to be something. And he is cut from a similar cloth as Diamond Dallas Turner, sort of an undersized speed rusher, but he was impressive at UCLA. He was very impressive at North Texas, so pretty happy for him, man. Some other odds and ends. So this is the Vikings' first of 3 padded practices in 4 days. So Friday, today, Saturday, and then Monday night practice. This is going to be a big time when guys can make an impression before preseason. A few vets getting a couple of vet days. Harrison Smith, Jonathan Bullard, Dalton Reisner, Nick Mullen. So this is why everyone's got to be careful about information, man. So initially, it was reported by one of the aggregators that Nick Mullins took some reps with the first team. Now, what it was is that time of practice where they didn't even have their pads on; they're just running through walkthrough, right? And maybe someone missed a rep or the rotation was whatever, and then Mullins just stepped in, no muss, no fuss. But it was like, oh, Nick Mullins first team reps. What happened to J.J. McCarthy? He's a garbage. Again, gotta be very careful and basically take everything with a grain of salt. Yeah. So returning kicks. So, Coach Matt Daniels had talked about a couple of days ago about having multiple returners on the kick return. Now, they debuted the kickoff last night in the Hall of Fame game. It was sort of whatever, but of course, preseason, no one's going to show their hand. But the Vikings in practice did show multiple returners back there. So 2 returners. First group was King Kene, Jalen Naylor, and then King Kene, Ty Chandler, and then Dwayne McBride and Brandon Powell in the mix as well. So guys that have return experience, it does make sense. Oh, except for McBride. But so they're putting a lot on McBride's plate. So when he was at UAB, he was just a runner, right? He was the Blazers offense. Didn't really have to pass block. Didn't really have to catch the ball. I think he only had like 10 career receptions, and also obviously never returned kicks, but he's getting a workout. Like he's doing a lot of things in the receiving game as well as returning kicks. Now, he's obviously still with the third team, but maybe he works his way up. Also, before the start of the fun stuff, basically they're just dropping back and chucking as far as they can, throwing a football over the mountains. JJ showing off that arm. Also, look good in mobility drills. They were doing some speed boots and stuff. Defense overall was disruptive across the board. Basically towards the end, when Darnold and Addison really started cooking a little bit, like we said, is Darnold's best day of practice by far. So respect to the pride of you. Actually, there you go. The pride of USC. Getting things going. And it's like, hey, JJ McCarthy. Also, McCarthy did show off some movement and a hose for an arm. Had a couple of plays where probably would have been sacks. Again, Gabriel Murphy getting some pressure. Patrick Jones second, also having himself a couple of nice days, but basically shaking it off and just launching piss missiles. He's a lot of fun, man. But we'll see how it goes in the preseason games. Other notes. So Fabian Moreau, I think the Fabian Moreau first team defense is actually going to be a thing, man. And we were just joking the other day where he just walked in, not knowing the playbook, not knowing the names. Like it was basically like a mini Josh Dobbs where he just like, okay, I cover him, and he was out there for the bulk of first team work. It's kind of crazy, man. And then Asamoah is fired up with the 2s. He's been really stepping up, probably because he saw that we traded him today. Theo Jackson also rotated in with the 1s. Harrison Smith having a veteran day. And we said this before, like Theo Jackson's been impressive at every single stage that they've given him, whether coaches, whether beat writers, like they're effusive in the praise for Theo Jackson. And, with Beasley's contract situation up in the air, I think that he'll be back, but we'll see. Harrison probably retiring after the year. I actually do think that Flores will continue the multi-safety look. Theo Jackson could be a starter next year, or a de facto starter, or if anything, rotation-wise, like getting him on the field does make sense. Dwight McLaughlin, UDFA corner out of Arkansas / LSU, got more work with the 2s. Had a really nice rep the other day. Basically baited Sam Darnold to throw it out into the flat and broke it up. And also Levi Drake Rodriguez rotated in with the 1s, which would be great because of the Vikings defensive line up front. They just need that element of disruption, right? So I'm rooting for LDR, Senior Sack, rooting for Jaquelin Roy, rooting for Jonah Williams, etc. So, a lot of things went on, but I mean, basically you say it's Friday, but it's not Friday for these guys because they got to get after it tomorrow as well as Monday. But overall, certainly interesting. Yeah, definitely probably the best, well, not even probably, again, the best day for slinging Sam Darnold. McCarthy had some nice moments as well. Defense reigned supreme. Flores and company had themselves a great day, and there's a lot of guys rising, so you do love to see that, man. But that's it. Vikings practice numero 8, the Ocho. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. It's Friday, baby. You know what to do. Skull, production value.